What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $600 second stimulus check update and your $2,000 third stimulus check update. In this video, we're going to hear from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on the impeachment timeline on that, and as well as the stimulus package. And then, more importantly, we're going to hear a lot more details of the upcoming third stimulus package and the next stimulus check that is going to be between $1,400 and $2,000 from the White House directly. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos, and hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. All right, let's jump right into it. We're going to go to the Senate floor, where we're going to hear directly from the new Senate Majority Leader, aka the new Mitch McConnell, but from the Democrats, Chuck Schumer.
Without objection, the quorum call is dispensed with.
Now, Mr. President, we have made good progress in our efforts to determine the timing and structure of the impeachment trial of Donald J. Trump. For the information of all senators, the House managers will come to read the article of impeachment at 7 p.m. on Monday, January 25th. Members will then be sworn in the next day, Tuesday, January 26th. After that, both the House managers and the defense will have a period of time to draft their legal briefs, just as they did in previous trials. During that period, the Senate will continue to do other business for the American people, such as cabinet nominations and the COVID relief bill, which would provide relief for millions of Americans who are suffering during this pandemic. Then, once the briefs are drafted, presentation by the parties will commence the week of February the 8th. The January 6th insurrection at the Capitol, incited by Donald J. Trump, was a day none of us will ever forget. We all want to put this awful chapter in our nation's history behind us. But healing and unity will only come if there is truth and accountability, and that is what this trial will provide. Now, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that upon the conclusion of morning business on Monday, January 25th, the Senate proceed to executive session to consider the following nomination. Executive calendar number 2, the nomination of Janet Yellen to be the Secretary of the Treasury. Further, that the time until 5:30 be equally divided between the two leaders or their designees, and that at 5:30 the Senate vote without intervening action or debate on the nomination. That if confirmed, the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table, the President be immediately notified of the Senate's action.
Without objection, so ordered.
So there you have it from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on the impeachment proceedings on Donald Trump. No new word yet on the impeachment proceedings on Joe Biden, as we have that House of Representative Marjorie Greene, who has filed impeachment articles on President Joe Biden. She said she was going to do this before he was even president, which to me is kind of crazy, but it's also kind of crazy that we're trying to impeach a president that's not in office. So I think they're both kind of crazy, because we're impeaching a president who's not president anymore, and then we have other articles to impeach a president before he was even president. You tell me. 2021. Next up, we're going to hear from Brian Deese, who is the new National Economic Council Director at the White House. He gave a long interview today along with the new White House Press Secretary, Jen Psaki, and I condensed it down to only show you the important parts about stimulus. It was a very long interview, and I want to make you guys watch an hour-plus interview or something like that. So I got a couple different pieces to show you regarding the next stimulus check and the next stimulus package. Here we go.
Hi, Brian.
Hi.
Good to see you. Thank you for taking questions today. I want to ask you about the call on Sunday with a bipartisan group of lawmakers. What can you tell us about the call? Will President Biden be on the call? And what is your message to moderate Republicans like Mitt Romney, who say the economy can't have another stimulus after you just passed a $900 billion relief package last month?
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. So the president has made clear to his team that we should be reaching out to members of Congress from both parties to make the case for the rescue plan and to engage with them, understand their concerns. So that's what we're doing. Both myself and senior members of the team. We have been doing that over the course of time. We'll continue to do that, including the call on Sunday that I'll be doing with a group of senators, and we'll continue that engagement going forward. In terms of the message, it's pretty clear. We're at a precarious moment for the virus and the economy. Without decisive action, we risk falling into a very serious economic hole, even more serious than the crisis we find ourselves in. And economists across the board, including today President Trump's former chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors, arguing strenuously that now is the time for that type of decisive action for the economy, and that we can't wait to provide the resources to make sure that we can open schools, we can get vaccine shots in people's arms, and we can provide that bridging relief to families and small businesses. There's a lot of support. I met with a group of mayors yesterday, bipartisan group of mayors from across the country. You hear from mayors, you hear from governors just crying out that in order to take on these crises, the public health and the pandemic and the economic crisis at the same time, now is the moment for that kind of decisive action. That's the case we'll be making.
So kind of in a roundabout way, they're saying, yeah, they're going to try to get Republican support for this next stimulus package. But if not, they're probably just going to use their reconciliation card. Oh, and by the way, I got some information. I believe it was from the White House, an anonymous source, just my thoughts, because I got something from the Senate, basically. That's right, I got my own reconciliation card. So now, whenever we need to talk about the reconciliation card that will be played in the Senate for the Democrats to pass the next stimulus package without 60 votes, only 51 votes, just know that I have an official reconciliation card. And it may or may not have come from my wife or from the White House, but just know that we officially have the reconciliation card now at this point. Where's Bernie Sanders when you need him? Okay, back to the White House National Economic Council Director.
You are able to pass this nearly $2 trillion plan. Do you envision this being the last round of stimulus, or do you think you may need to do more?
What I can tell you is if we don't act now, we will be in a much worse place, and we will find ourselves needing to do much more to dig out of a much deeper hole. So what I can tell you is the single most important thing economically right now is to take decisive action along the lines of what we've laid out in this rescue plan. And you hear, again, from economists across the board, whether it's the Federal Reserve, the International Monetary Fund, and economic experts across the political spectrum as well. When you're at a moment that is as precarious as the one we find ourselves in, the risk of doing too little, the risk of undershooting far outweighs the risk of doing too much. And that's the economic logic, the economic case behind this package. I think you've also heard the president clearly explain that his economic approach is one where rescue and recovery need to come together. And he'll be speaking more about his recovery plans in the coming weeks that are about building back better, an urgent priority to start creating the kinds of good jobs that we know we're going to need coming out of this crisis.
So yeah, basically what he's saying there is kind of what I've been saying to you, is that one, they need to pass this stimulus package now. We have all these executive orders kind of flying in, 25 executive orders over the first 3 days of Biden being in there, many of which affect you guys economically. And yeah, we went over those in details over the last few videos, so I'm not going to rehash them here because it'll take me a whole video to do it. Watch those videos if you haven't yet. I'll link you to one at the end of this. But basically what he's saying is we need to pass this next stimulus package now, And then he's already saying the next stimulus package, Build Back Better, is the name of the next stimulus package, the infrastructure package. That basically, yeah, that's going to be announced. That's already been announced, and we're going to be getting more details of that also. So basically saying, yeah, we're going to have multiple stimulus packages coming. This one we want to pass now. The next one we're going to have in a few weeks, I believe he said. So basically, this goes exactly in line with what Biden has told us, President Biden has told us, that basically they're going to pass stimulus checks and stimulus packages until the pandemic is over. So this third stimulus check package, third stimulus check, is not going to even be remotely close to the last one at all. I expect at least a fourth and a fifth stimulus check if they don't get some type of monthly stimulus checks. But I definitely expect them to pass the third one kind of on its own as a standalone check. I shouldn't say standalone. I think they're going to pass it in the package, but I think they're going to pass just a single check first in the third stimulus package. Then we'll have the infrastructure package and basically be going from there with additional packages and mortgage and rental assistance. And remember, we got multiple sets of mortgage assistance for you guys. I think if you've been reading the comments on my videos, you'll see lots of different comments of people that said, I got multiple months of mortgage or rental assistance previously. Can I get it again? Yes, you can, and it's going to be for all states, all 50 states. There's multiple rounds of it coming this time. The second stimulus package has $25 billion now that has to be distributed to the states within the next 4 days. A lot of that money is already hitting states right now. That is going to be money for mortgage and rental assistance for you guys. I will be walking you through it as that comes online here within the next day to 2 to 3 to 4, and states start to distribute it to you guys in the form of mortgage and rental assistance where they will pay your rent. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon, and remember, our new videos come out at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern time, because I will be helping you claim these different buckets of money. That's the second round of mortgage and rental assistance. If you got it before, you know how great it is. If you didn't get it, you will love it when it comes out because it's for all the states. Okay, that's the second round. Then they have the third round coming from the third stimulus package. Remember, I already have details of that package that we've gone over previously on this channel. There's $25 billion more of mortgage and rental assistance where they will pay your rent or pay your mortgage in the third stimulus check package. And then there's an additional $5 billion for utility assistance where they will pay your electric, your water, utilities such as that. That's $30 billion. That's the third round. Okay, that's obviously not out yet. We're going to deal with the second round here in the next few days. I'm going to help you guys get your rent and mortgage paid. Then on the fourth round is from that third stimulus package, there's $350 billion in there that's going to go to states. And what will happen is, just like the first round of mortgage and rental assistance, those states send some money out to you guys for mortgage and rental assistance. And it's not all of it, but it's a percentage of it. And it'll come after the third package, because that third package, the mortgage and rental assistance will go directly to you. That'll kind of like be the first one. Then that money will start to come around from the states and cities. Probably this summer will be the fourth round of mortgage and rental assistance. So honestly, a lot of you guys are going to get your mortgage and rentals, like a mortgage and rent, paid probably for a good portion of the year, if not the whole year. So I will be walking you through how to claim that. Also, one of the executive orders that Biden did today or yesterday, God, there's been so many, it's hard to even, it's hard for me even to get all the details of it. Yeah, so I'm definitely trying to get you guys the details and kind of explain it to you guys in layman terms so it's just easy to understand. But one of them is the mortgage payment moratorium. Okay, if you have a federally backed mortgage, which the vast majority of mortgages are federally backed. Even if you're through a local bank or something like that, it could be backed by the federal government on the back end of it. Okay, Freddie Mae and all those different government organizations. So what I suggest you do now, this executive order is like just hitting today. It's probably going to take, I don't know, a day or 2 or 3 for the banks to like catch up and catch online and figure it out and stuff. So what I recommend to you is if you have a mortgage, okay, not rent, but if you have a mortgage, call your mortgage provider, call your bank, and ask them if they currently have mortgage forbearance, which is basically you don't have to pay your mortgage payment. Say your mortgage payment's $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month. You won't have to pay that and you won't accumulate interest. So basically, you might be able to get 3 months or 6 months of basically not having to pay your mortgage with no penalties or anything like that. Okay, now I have to kind of clarify this because if you call right this second or tomorrow, the banks might not be online with this new executive order. Okay, so ask if your mortgage is federally backed first of all, and ask them if they currently have mortgage forbearance. Okay, because honestly, if you're hurting right now and you have a mortgage, then you might not have to pay it for 3 to 6 months. That'll help out a lot. Okay, and you won't get any interest accrued to that. So basically, you have 3 to 6 months where you won't have to pay it, and then if they don't extend it again, then you'll just pick up your payments when you'll just start paying again down the line at the end of summer or something like that. Okay. Call your bank and ask, but just be aware that they might not have the brand new information from the executive order because you're going to call and you're going to talk to some customer service person, right? And they're either going to know about the new program or not. So what I suggest is call now or call tomorrow and ask them if they have it. Ask if your loan is federally backed, and that'll kind of get you some information there. Ask that they have it now and with no penalties or anything, no negative marks on your credit, that type of stuff, right? Ask all those good questions. But if you get somebody who says, no, we don't have that right now, what I would do is I would call again in a week and then maybe call again in another week just to make sure because I feel like when you talk to customer service people, you talk to, you call 2 different days and you talk to 2 different people, you get completely different answers. So you want to make sure, but also they might not be online with the new program yet. So just keep that in mind. That's why I would call again in a week if you get somebody that tells you no, or they don't have anything like that or anything yet or anything along those lines. Call tomorrow, give it another week if they say no, just to make sure again, say, hey, do you have any programs online? Am I eligible? And you want to make sure it's not going to damage your credit or anything like that. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Next up, let's go back to the National Economic Council Director on more stimulus.
Why move ahead with $1 trillion plan if the $900 million that's already been approved hasn't even gone out there?
Sure. Well, first of all, we waited for 6 months or more before Congress acted, and so really a lot of what that $900 billion was doing was filling a hole in the second half of 2020 that desperately needed to be filled. And so this is not an issue of Congress acting too much. It's an issue of not acting enough. And the second is, if you look at the components of the $900 billion, again, we could go line by line, but these are resources that are either already out the door or are addressing economic challenges or public health challenges that were in the rearview mirror. So as we find ourselves today, looking forward, we need a very decisive set of actions if we are actually going to get schools open, if we're actually going to get a vaccination program up and running. And I think that the case that we will make is that today we're not where we need to be. And if we go line by line in the American Rescue Plan, these provisions have been designed based on an assessment of need. And we think they're going to absolutely be necessary. So, I think that looking forward, we're quite confident that this is the prudent assessment of needs.
So basically, what he's saying there is, in response to Republicans that don't want to pass another stimulus package already, is, well, number one, they're going to pass it with the reconciliation card, whether they like it or not, unfortunately. But it's good for you because more stimulus, more checks, more unemployment, more rental assistance, all those good things in there. But number two, he's saying that we went 6 months, really it was kind of more like maybe 9 months, waiting on that second stimulus check packages. There was more than 2 stimulus packages in there, but we call it the second stimulus check package because it's the second one that had a check. Okay, so we waited like 9 months to get that one. So basically, that one we just passed at the end of December, literally the last few days in December, That was for 2020, okay? And that was really a catch-up package. Ketchup, as opposed to a mustard package. It was a catch-up package for 2020 to kind of catch us up a little bit, okay? So that really didn't help us going forward. So now this first package in 2021 is going to kind of help us catch up a little bit and maybe catch us forward a little bit. But as we know, Joe Biden has already announced this third stimulus check package and the package after that called the infrastructure package, which will have stimulus in it also. So, and honestly, they're gonna pass this one way or another. They're looking for Republican support because I think Biden wants to show unity. He wants to get Republicans on board, but realistically, they're going to use that reconciliation card to pass multiple stimulus packages this year if needed. So make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon on and share this video so others like you will know about the upcoming stimulus checks and mortgage and rental assistance, mortgage forbearance payments, Social Security increase, student loan forgiveness. We cover it all on this channel. So share this video, share it with everybody you know, share it on Facebook so everybody knows about these, because honestly, if you don't know about this mortgage and rental assistance, people are going to miss out. Your friends and family are going to miss out. So the more people that knows about this stuff, because we cover it all on this channel, literally there's so much to cover. We cover it all here and we do it for free. So basically share it with your friends and family so they know and help us reach our 300,000 subscribers, which we're trying to reach also. Thank you guys. I love you. You guys are amazing. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video. And this video over here, if you haven't seen it yet, it's the details of the executive orders from the White House press release that we went over earlier today. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.